honest. Yeah.
Hey. What's up? Welcome to episode 7, which is kind of interesting that I'm starting this because out of everybody on this team here, I am the childless one, but we are talking about parenting. Everything around parenting, whether it's co-parenting in itself, what is it, co-parenting, when to have those conversations with your children as a parent, and all of those things. Side note, which is kind of interesting, I went to the movies, as they all know. I'm going to go see Madea Boo. And so, even though it sounds like it's off topic, it's not, because the film actually had a message around parenting. So, depending on how you feel about Tyler Perry, after you listen to this, go see it.
Was it good?
Yeah. It was Tyler.
Was it funny?
It was Tyler. It was Tyler. The acting was a little bit
You telling people to go see a movie, we ain't getting paid to advertise.
Look, it goes with the parenting. It's just kind of off.
I need a check. Cut the check first.
The aura was in there. He already got his check.
Well, I know, right? Tyler, you hear that? We need a check.
Right. We telling people to go listen to it.
But yeah, so we're talking about parenting. I think I want to first think about like this idea of parenting. What exactly is that for all of us? What does it mean to be a parent? I think for me, when I think about a parent, I can't think about how I would define it, but I will say that that it's more than the typical clothes on your back, roof over your head, food on the table thing. I think it's more to that.
No, it ain't. That's it.
No, yes, it's more to it than that.
That's it.
No.
I feed you. I clothe you. I am your daddy. No, just playing.
And that's normally where it comes from, too.
Right.
The daddy.
Right.
So do you agree? What's going on with that?
Do I agree there's more to it? Oh, yeah, it's definitely more to it because you are pretty much in control of someone's life. You start from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? I became a father when I was 17, so I had no rules, no one gave me a guideline to this. My parents were still young, so they were still partying and doing everything else. So I just went on with what I knew. You know what I'm saying? My mama did the best what she could with me. My father was around, but he wasn't around, the streets. But it is what it is. But when it came to parenting me, like I said, I was 17. I was a senior in high school at CVS. Somebody daddy. So, it's rough. I mean, but I made it work. My baby girl, she's a junior in college. She already has her associates working on her bachelor. We did okay. I mean, granted, that doesn't happen for everyone. But, all I can say is me and her mother, shouts out to my baby mama.
Oh, my God.
My BM, Andrea, what's up?
I'm going to need you to change that. Please don't call her your baby mama.
I don't, and I just did that. I did that because I knew it was going to bother you.
Oh. Well, like Tremaine, I became a mother at 17, but I wanted a baby because, me growing up, I'm the oldest of 4. So my mother worked a lot. And so my siblings were my babies, so to speak. So no, I didn't have a guideline, but I figured, I know the basics. And then as my children got older, especially my oldest son, he's 16. And so it's like I'm dealing with the things that my mother was probably dealing with me as far as the sneakiness, the having sex. It's like...
Oh my God, I can't handle it. My daughter having sex? That is the worst.
So I'm dealing with that now. And so it's like, it's difficult. But as far as what a parent is, I think a parent is more than just the food on their clothes and things. I mean, the food on the food on the table and the clothes on their back. It's more than that because children are complex. They're not, and what's going on now that I see as far as children are concerned is that you put them in front of a TV and the TV is raising them versus a lot of parents that I'm seeing don't know their children.
Yeah.
I mean, well, like you were saying though, I believe as far as the TV go, kids are raising themselves because parents have to do a lot of working. It's mothers out here working 2 and 3 jobs just to make sure, their baby can get clothes and stuff for school. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I do believe because I play a hands-on role in my kid's life. So, but I mean, every circumstance is different. So I mean, that does leave us with a lot of parents that have to put their kids in front of the TV while they go cook and while they go study because they in school as well.
Yeah.
I think that, and I feel like there's a difference though. So like it's so interesting that you talked about how when you were 17 and you said like you wanted a child. Mm-hmm. So I've been really thinking about this idea of like this parenthood. And
you want a child, dude?
No, so I don't want a child now. But I do want, like, low key, I just say I want like 8 kids, got like really big families. I just love the idea of like watching them all grow up and they all come back for like holidays. And
that's what you see on TV.
Yeah, I'm going to say exactly. It's 15 of us, and believe me,
but I'm okay with just 2. But I've been thinking about the idea because I was sitting back and I was just like, I think there's a difference between people who plan to be parents and people who just kind of accidentally become parents. But even within that group, people who accidentally become parents who are responsible, and the people who accidentally become parents who are not responsible. So listen to you, Makia, say like I was 17 and I wanted a child. My first thought when we talk about how TV is raising children today, I automatically say like, yeah, we have a lot of young parents and young parents who are working 2-3 jobs, as you say. It's like you didn't plan for that. You're still trying to get yourself together.
Yeah.
So you're working these 2-3 jobs to hold yourself down. But when did you even have the time to even say, I can bring somebody else in?
Because you get caught up. And that's what happened with me. You know, like I say, I wanted a kid at 17, but after it happened and that fairy tale of, we're a family, that started to fall apart. And it became me being a single mother. So now it's like, I wanted it, but if I can go back and tell my younger self, I'll tell her, no, not at all.
I don't think you ever ready to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? I have 3 children. And I started off at 17. My next one was 23. My next one was 28. I still, it's never, because each child is different. So I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess because when I think about it, I'm like, I feel like children should be, like it's the same way when people ask me about why I don't have a car. I feel like cars are like children. It's a plan. If I know I'm not ready, I cannot. Like, you need to figure out how do you wrap it up and hold it down to make sure that the child just doesn't come up. Cause we understand.
I think, and as a parent, dude, the worst thing me personally, the worst thing for a parent is your child growing up to be nothing. That got to be a big fear. So I get what you're saying. Like, if you're not ready, then no. If you know personally, in yourself that you're not ready, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes things happen. At 17, I definitely wasn't planning on having no baby.
Okay, so let me go back.
Okay.
So you were saying, TV is raising kids because, the mother is working 2-3 jobs. Where is that dad?
Hopefully he in the house. He works.
But he can't be in the house if she working 2-3 jobs.
What you mean? There might not be 2-3 good jobs. She might be working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
Okay, so then let's talk about this. There's a difference to me, to me personally. If I'm a mother, I'm not a baby mama, I'm a mother. So what's the difference between, you would say, a mother versus a mama, but they don't really do that too much, but the father versus a daddy? Is there a difference for you? And if so, what is it?
No, I don't think, like I say, because it depends on the person. Like I say, my kids, my boys call me dad, my daughter call me father, but I'm still everyone's father. But where you going, I'm gonna play the devil advocate with you. So what you're saying is the difference. To me, I would say the only difference is a dad is someone that just had the baby. He made the baby. A father takes care of the child. Mm-hmm. He makes sure he eats. He makes sure he's got clothes. He makes sure he's clean. So,
but you keep saying the basics though, Tremaine. You keep saying the feeding and the. Do you know your kid? I think yes, fathers support and they provide, but they also need to know. Like, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing a little girl with her dad.
Definitely.
So it's more than, to me, parenting is more than just here, I bought my child a PlayStation 1 or whatever it's called. Do you know your kid? Do you talk to your kid? Do you like if you have a high schooler or grade schooler, do you talk to them? I think that's the core of parenting. Yeah, I'm doing 1,001 things, but I have to, because I chose to have them here, I need to do more than just the basic necessities. That, to me, that's just me. As their mother, they look to me to provide them more than the basic necessities, because I can have them laced with all the best things, but somebody out on the street is in their head talking to them and rearing them in the opposite direction, possibly from me.
Oh yeah, but that was the first thing I said. You are responsible for this person's life. So yes, guidance is definitely main thing, because like I said, I have a 16-year-old son. He'll be 16 next month, but he's 15. He's 6'1", 200 some odd pounds. You gotta tell him. I mean, he's still a child, but in society, he looks like a grown man. So I have to tell him what to look out for on the street, what not to do, what he should be doing, who to hang out with. So yeah, guidance is definitely very important. So yeah, I mean, as far as my daughter, we try. Like I said, she's grown now, but we talk as much as possible. Just to see how her day's going, what's she doing in school, how was work. Just as far as the father, to me, I think when they get older, you just need to be there. So whenever she needs me, any questions, and see, I keep my doors open for all my kids. They can ask me about anything, from sex to street violence, anything from church to guns, anything you need to know that I know, I will pass it on to you as my child.
I'm still working on that part.
Working on what part?
I mean, like I said, my 16-year-old is now active, and as much as I would want to listen to it, anyway, as much as I want to listen to it, is hard. That's my baby. You know what I mean? Even though he's a 16-year-old and he's tall too.
Right, he's not your baby. We know who the baby is.
He is my baby. And so it's hard, but that is a part of what is, because parenting, as much as you want to think you know everything, a lot of it is learning as you go, because every kid is different and they're going to take you through so much. But that old saying, when you growing up, your child you gonna get back what you gave me. I get back what I gave to my mother.
See, but I was a good kid, so my kids.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you were a good kid, Tremaine.
I mean,
you're not even a good adult.
You know what, McKee, I do have feelings, and you know what? Hey, people, this might be my last show. I can't deal with this.
And that's also an important thing about too, the type of child that you have, and then how does that play a part in terms of the way in which you parent? Because I think I was a good kid. I take that back. No, for the most part,
I know I wasn't.
For the most part, I mean, I think I have my tantrums, but the certain things that I watch being a teacher, I watch some of my students do that just destroys their parents' world. And I didn't have to do that stuff. So when I went to school, I did what I had to do. Point blank period. My mom had nothing to worry about. I always did what I had to do. I was very responsible. She was by herself. So it was almost like we were working together. My mom told me stories all the time about when she was with me. Like, I could put Duke on the couch. I told Duke, don't open the door. Don't answer the phone. I'll be right back. And you sat there and you made sure, and I could do that. But it was only two of us. So, like, we had to make
work
that
together,
work.
right.
But also, as a child, I had to be someone who was very responsible and able to kind of do that and be there for her, versus there are some who don't.
Do you think that, because you were saying it was just you and her, so do you think that made you grow up faster than you wanted to, because you worked in a 2-parent but a 1-parent household, that kind of responsibility? Because I feel that with my son. Like, he's the oldest of 4. So it's like, it's like me and him are kind of low-key running the house together. And it's like, I went through it with my mother. So it's like, I know the pressure. So I try to give him more freedoms than I had. But, yeah. What about you, Tremaine?
I mean, yeah, definitely growing up in a single-parent house. I mean, things are different. Especially me. Like I say, I'm the oldest of my mother's sibling. And my mother's children. There's 3 of us. I have 2 little sisters. So growing up being the oldest, yeah, you got to carry the weight of the man not being at home, which is unfortunate. My lifetime, I think I've lived with my father maybe a year. I think he stayed with us about a year and